This week, I was given the following assignment. Find a partner with whom I could schedule some big chunks of time in the following week. Together, explore the question, what kind of person can you imagine that lives in a world most different from your own? Then figure out where and how to meet such a person, and then make it happen. Spend several hours getting to know them. We were then asked to write a one-page reflection paper on what we learned from this empathy walk. What did I learn? I'm stuck on this question, the implication being that there is a before and after learning. It reminds me of the prompt, I used to think and now I think. It invites me to interpret and synthesize my observations before I've even taken time to note them. Instead, I'm called on to note what I observed in my experience with Diego, my partner, and Charles, the man we found and spent almost 3 hours getting to know. Here's what I noticed. My partner Diego, the friends with whom I discussed how to approach this assignment, and I, all of us voiced the thought that nobody would have 2 to 3 hours to talk with us, unless maybe they were homeless or retired. Both homeless people and retired people ended up on our list of potential people most different from us. I noticed that I was anxious about approaching a stranger, that I feared we would not find anyone. I also noticed that this was the voice of fear that might well impede us from moving down the left side of the U. In our discussions, I noticed that Diego and I were open and fluid. Many ideas were floated, weighed, decided on, reopened, adjusted, and acted on. I noticed that in moments when we realized that we must complete our assignment in the ensuing few hours, that we voiced fears about failing in our task. We also reminded ourselves to be clear on our intention and focus our attention and be open to whatever came. I noticed that after the last-minute shift of plans landed us in a pub full of people who were most likely academics like us, that I relied on the only source of sensory data available to me, vision, to identify the person who might be most different from me. It was a black man. The only black man. I noticed the arising of disappointment, of fear, when my partner's initial approach asking the man where he got his newspaper resulted in a short answer threatening to end our exchange. I noticed a spontaneous, unpremeditated act to re-engage and get to the crux of our immediately perceived need when I asked this man if he had some time to kill. I noticed the arising of amazement at our good fortune when he said yes. I noticed a reassessment of this as luck in the ensuing days when I reflected. Luck did not do the least bit of justice to the degree to which we stepped out of our comfort zone. Diego and I had shared stories, planned, reflected. We traveled, approached, and engaged. And only then were we lucky enough to share a meaningful and personal exchange in which all three of us, Diego, Charles, and I, explored what we most wanted to be doing in the world and what our biggest fears were. This was not our plan, in fact. Diego and I had never once discussed what we would ask our person if we were to find them, if we were to find someone willing to talk with us. So what did I learn? I learned that this kind of deep engagement feels very, very